All right, Shalom. All right, Shalom. Hopefully, hold on. All right, Shalom. Okay, yeah. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makakadash, double honors on double honors unto our apostles, elders, and bishops. I mean, well, apostles, elder bishops, and elders, Salakia, that rule well. Honors to you, brothers, you sisters out there. I mean, your brothers out there preaching, your sisters out there listening, learning. This is just another quick lesson. You know, I just ran across this article in Newsbreak. It says Trump signs executive orders to remove homeless people. You know, now, homeless people, these people don't have anywhere to go, you know. Um, in most cases, it's because of, it's this country's fault that a lot of people are homeless. I'm not going to even say in most cases, because when the hugest thing among homeless people is what? Drug addiction. And considering that no poppy, seeds grow, no poppy grows in America, or no cocaine plants, cocaine can grow in America. You know, how are these drugs being brought to this country? Through traffic, through the traffic that is spearheaded by the American government. You know, because if we were not analytical, we were stupid individuals, then we would think that, oh well, it's just a few these people bringing it over the borders and supplying every city in America. That's unlikely. Now you may supply a small portion over the border if that were the case, but to supply every city in America, every from large to you can go to small little hick towns and get all kind of heavy drugs. You know why? Is because it's being spearheaded by the American government to bring these drugs in here and to destroy people. You know now these people, they end up, it's an unfortunate thing. These people end up, you know on drugs. you know nobody should be on that shit, but people end up on it. A lot of jakes, mainly, man. Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. Even a lot of people in the so-called white man's community, his people. But it's the American government that's behind all of this shit. That causes this, and then people get on drugs and they're not able to function. They're not able to provide for themselves because they're addicted to these hard substances, and then they become homeless. Or else, even worse travesty than that. People come home from war with post-traumatic stress, and they can't handle the societies of everyday life anymore because they're having panic attacks, and they know what it is to kill on the battlefield. They deal with insomnia and all this other shit. And that's only scratching the surface. you know these people have severe PTSDs. Their families turn their backs on them. They don't have nowhere to go. Nobody wants to take care of them because the scriptures say the love of many shall wax cold. So these people don't nobody want to take care of nobody else. So these people end up in the streets, homeless, and they end up on the same hard drugs that a lot of people that are on the streets are on. You know, and the Lord, that's something that the Lord hates. But now Trump signs an executive order to remove homeless people. You know, so these people that already don't have anywhere to go are going to start getting harassed. They're going to start, you know, now these people don't even have shit. You know, it's not in the 90s. In most cities in America, it's in 80s, 90s. It's hot as fuck. And it's, oh well, now all of a sudden we're going to start taking all these people off the streets, and we're going to put them in rehab centers. And who's going to run these rehab centers? And where are these rehab centers located? Oh, it makes sense. Well, you would have thought that at the beginning of all this, you know. Well, now all of a sudden it makes sense, you know. But it makes sense after they've done a test runs, getting picking up the Northern Kingdom and dropping them off in the ocean shackled. Now it makes sense to let us take care of the homeless now. I'm not buying it. Okay. But I'm gonna read a little bit of this article. It says Trump signs executive order to remove homeless people. It says, President Donald Trump signed an executive order aimed to streamlining the removal of homeless individuals from public spaces. It says the order redirects federal reserves. I mean, so like the order redirects federal resources toward placing the affected people into rehabilitation and substance abuse treatment facilities. I don't believe it. And I believe that, because where are these centers being built at? But we know for one thing for sure, we know that there are concentration camps all throughout America. And now the hunt is on. Oh, the deletion of the lower class people, classism, you know? These people already have it bad that they got to live in a tent. But now you mean to tell me, yeah, well, we're going to put you in these centers. We're going to these centers that nobody knows where they are. Nobody, like where were these centers built at? And then if they were already built, why couldn't we have been done this? Substance abuse treatment facilities. Yeah, they're gonna get treated all right, but not for to help them. It says framing the moves as a common sense solution. Trump pointed to visible homelessness in Washington D.C. Oh, it's here in Washington D.C. It says as an example of the problem. It says right outside there were some tents, and they're getting rid of them right now. You can't do that. So you you can't be a U.S. citizen that falls on hard times anymore and suffers homelessness. Whether it's your fault or not, you're going to be targeted. They're going to get you out of there. And what are they going to do with your things? They're going to take your things and throw them in the trash. Then they're not going to, if they have these so-called facilities, allegedly, then your stuff won't be being moved into these facilities. You're going to get snatched up and taken and carted off somewhere. You're going to start seeing these tent cities disappear, and nobody's going to ask, where are all these people being held at? Because people don't care. People are selfish. That's the society we live in. Okay. It says right outside there were some tents and they're getting rid of them right now. You can't do that, especially in Washington, D.C. It says, I talk to the mayor about it all the time. I said, you got to get rid of the tents. He told reporters at the White House, we can't have it when leaders, listen to this. We can't have it when leaders come to see me to make a trade deal for billions and billions. and even trillions of dollars, and they come in and there's a tents outside of the White House. We can't have that. It doesn't sound nice. Yeah, well, it isn't fucking nice. And that's the problem with people. They want everything to sound nice. It isn't nice that there are these elite rich families that have been able to hoard all of the world's wealth and keep themselves rich. These people that could eliminate homelessness, they could come together and give a small chunk of their funds and eliminate homelessness completely, but they won't do it. You know why? Because they'd rather kill these people. They'd rather take them out of the way. And that's the world we live in. You know. Now it's common knowledge that they have concentration camps all around America. You know, and I still got that video. And Lord's will, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna post it on my channel because they remember there was all these videos circulating around with all of these plastic containers for bodies in the middle of the woods. Remember that? Well, I got that video somewhere, and I'm sure enough upload it because you can't find those videos no more. Oh, the trains with the shackles on them. You remember that? And eventually, once they get rid of these so-called lower class citizens, oh, there's going to be another class of lower class citizens, which is going to be see. Oh, now I can't get food stamps. My food stamps are. Oh, now we don't have a place to stay. Hey, they're going to upgrade the oppression to where the average citizen is damn near homeless by separating, causing division. Nobody's taking nobody in. Nobody want to deal with nobody's shit. The love of many shall wax cold. So they're gonna create homelessness, and then what are they gonna? They're gonna eradicate people. They're gonna do. Oh, you're gonna create more oppression. People are gonna go homeless, and then they're gonna go missing, and nobody's gonna care. Ain't gonna be no tents. We can't have that outside of the White House. People coming here to give us money, and you niggas are outside. We can't have that. It doesn't sound nice, nigga. It's not a sound. It's a real event that's happening, and the people are actually fucking hurting. The average working citizen is hurting. This is Proverbs 22:16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches. Yeah, we got to get them niggas out of here because if people going to come lend us money. Look, look at that. When leaders come to see me to make a trade deal for billions and billions or even trillions of dollars, and they come in and there's a tents outside the White House, we can't have that. It doesn't sound nice. Look at this. Proverbs 22:16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the poor, he that giveth to the rich, shall surely come to want. Yeah, and that's what's happening. This guy, he's giving the rich are getting all kind of tax breaks, but the poor are getting tax hikes. So now what's going to happen is the Lord is going. Hey, this only going to last so long before the Lord step in and be like, you know what, fuck that, and knock everything down. Everything's got to come down. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Eventually, the Lord is going to kill all that shit. Okay, let's read some more of this article. It says White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt issued a statement describing the executive order as part of Trump's commitment to end homelessness nationwide by removing vagrant criminals from our streets. Oh, now because you fall on hard time, now you're a vagrant criminal. because you're falling on hard times. From our streets to and redirecting resources towards substance abuse programs, and the Trump administration will ensure that Americans feel safe in their own communities, and that individuals suffering from addiction and mental health struggles are able to get help, the help they need. Like, okay, I don't believe it. That's all a front. They're gonna put you in a concentration camp somewhere, just like they're doing the so-called immigrants who a lot of this land was stolen from. You know, see the this devil, these devils are really starting to show their horns now. Oh, it's against the law. You're a criminal and you're a vagrant if you fall on hard times now. You can't pay the astronomical rates of the housing market to where two people that work full-time jobs and individually make upwards of $5,000 to $6,000 a month can't even pay that cover the house bills. And those are the people getting the shit tax out of them while millionaires are getting help. It says homeless advocacy groups criticize the order, arguing that the priority, I mean, arguing that it prioritizes punishment over proven solutions. Yeah, these vagrants, these criminal vagrants, but you want to help the criminals. I don't believe you. And you let this devil talk, and he'll talk himself into a hole. Yeah, we're gonna put you in, and we're gonna get you help. You criminal vagrant. We're gonna get you help. It doesn't sound right. Homeless advocacy groups criticize the order, arguing that it prioritizes punishment over proven solutions. Says these executive orders ignore decades of evidence-based housing and support services in practice, said Donald Whitehead. Executive order and National Coalition for Homelessness, they represent a punitive approach that has consistently failed to resolve homelessness, and instead exacerbates the challenges faced by vulnerable individuals. Yeah. Oh, you fall on hard times. Now you automatically a bad guy. You're a criminal and a vagrant because you can't, pay for a shit looking house that costs $300,000 with mold in it. Proverbs 22:22. Rob not the poor because he is poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate. In that word gate, because these people, oh, they're around the White House. You can't have that shit. You criminals. It says it says gate of entrance. It says gate of space inside gate. Yeah, marketplace. It says public meeting place, city or town. Yeah, well, you can't have you hoodlums, you demons, and not having a house to stay around here. No, we have to take you, and we have to give you mental treatment because you can't pay for these extreme rising costs. Because we drugged you, and you can't function in life. Now we're gonna have to take you criminals somewhere and force you treatment. You see this his cunning craft, and it's like a stupid person would see this and be like, oh, he's so nice, he's gonna help the homeless. But an analytical person would be like, wait a minute. If you saying they need help. Why you call them criminal? I mean, like if they are laying in front of the White House and the police ain't there arresting them, then that means they're not doing crimes. So why are they criminal vagrants? Aren't these American citizens? You know? But no, we got to get them out of it. It doesn't look right. It doesn't sound right. Me asking these people for money, and they come here and see my citizens homeless. They're going to think that the rich are getting over on the poor. Uh, Ecclesiasticus. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, "Turn not away thine eye from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee." It says, "For if he curse thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him." So, these people, they already don't have shit, you know, and then you're gonna take what they have and throw them in a place where you ain't gonna take them, you ain't gonna take care of them the rest of their lives. Eventually you're gonna get tired and be like, well, this we've done all we can do for you. So you're gonna have to leave. And then they're gonna leave with nothing because of what they did accumulate over the time that they were living in the streets, you threw it away. And how's that help their situation if they do get, what if they do get the treatment that you supposedly, allegedly are gonna give them? And then they still fucked up because they don't know how to live a normal life. All they know is living on the streets. So they're gonna have to build up, the shit, find the toothbrush, find a pair of pants, find a little bar of soap or a half-used thing of deodorant, and build all this shit back over, acquire a tent, you know. So yeah, and this is another reason why the Lord is going to destroy this place, man. They oppress the oppressed. He doth oppress the poor, you know. So eventually, man, the Lord's going to the Lord is going to hear the sighing, and then a lot of these people that are homeless are jakes. The Lord's going to hear the crying of the needy, man. The Lord's going to hear, and He's going to rise up, and He's going to destroy this place, and that's what's going to happen, you know. But that's pretty much it. With that, I'm gonna give all praises and glory and honor to you. How old Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakodash, double honors to our apostles. Honestly, brothers out there pushing His word. Shalom.